Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. A bit of a different one today, so I've taken a little mini break from the rating my subscribers cars. I do want to mix it up a bit on the channel and have different things so it's not always the same thing, but I'm still continuing that series. I've still got cars that I can look at and talk about and all that stuff. I've had really good feedback on it so far. I know you guys are enjoying it, so that's really good. That's what I'd hoped. And like I've said on my previous video, it'd be really good if I could get out sometime and actually see these cars in person, have a drive in them, have a look round, and maybe have the other person join me and tell me, you know, their thoughts on their own car, basically. So I think that would be really cool. But in this one, I am going to talk about why I personally prefer the Mark 6 Golf R over the Mark 7, 7.5 and Mark 8. Now, I have mentioned in previous videos reasons why I don't like the Mark 8. I have test driven a Mark 8 before. When I was looking at a Golf R, I did test drive a local one. It was white. It was really nice, to be fair. It didn't massively catch my eye. For me, you know, personally, when I have a car, it's got to be one that catches my eye. It's got to be one that just gives you that feeling in the pit of your stomach like an excited child at Christmas. And for me, this didn't really do that. So anyway, got in the car, and yeah, for me it had, well, we'll start with the interior. I can't even really say much about it because it was one of those where I got in it and nothing was where I expected it to be. For one thing, there's no buttons, everything's touchscreen. You know, where you'd expect all your like in the Mark 6 here, I've got all my comfort and sport down here, like little buttons. Obviously I can't show you because I'm driving, but traction control and stuff like that. And instead of all that, there was speaking of a Mark 8, there's a Mark 8 right there. Instead of all that, there was a charging pad instead, so like a wireless charging pad that you just obviously put your phone on and it charges. And I was like, there's just all this space where you'd expect buttons and it was just a charging pad. I just think, yeah, it's cool. But yeah, for me, that was just number one. I didn't really like that. Like I said, everything's touchscreen. I don't like the steering wheel. I think it looks I'd say too modern for me. My favourite interior is actually probably the Mark 6 interior is nice, but it does look a bit dated. Obviously, I know you can upgrade certain things, but for me, I think it's got to be the Mark 7, 7.5 has the best interior. It's got an interior very similar to my Scirocco, and I absolutely love that. That was hands down the best interior. I think VW does have the nicest interior. Obviously, it depends on the model, but yeah, this Mark 8 just for me it had no personality, it had no soul. The drive was so boring. The sales guy was honestly trying his hardest to get me to be really interested in this car, and it wasn't doing it for me. I had my other half in the back as well, and even she could see that, yeah, there was just no excitement. I couldn't wait to get back into my Rocco. Had no sound, like there was just no sound. Might as well have been electric. So yeah, that immediately put me off the Mark 8 altogether, so I completely ruled that out. I've driven a Mark 7 Golf R before. Again, I wasn't overly ecstatic about that, but I think the one that I drove wasn't the nicest anyway. I think if I was to drive the one that was maybe a bit more like modified, I'd probably really enjoy it. So for me, the Mark 6 and the Mark 7.5, they are my favourites. I'm a bit biased with the Mark 6 because obviously I have one, but it was my dream car for a while. Now I have the Mark 6. I do absolutely love it. It is a bit dated, obviously, as you can expect with a 15-year-old car. The drive does feel massively different to that of a newer car, but I still love it, and I do love that it's almost like a nostalgia of getting into an older car. It kind of reminds me of when I first learnt to drive, and you know, you'd get your what was my first car? It was a Ford KA, and yeah, it's just like that. I mean, when I first got in this car, I was expecting it to have Bluetooth or like a USB port, and obviously it didn't. It had an auxiliary lead, and that was it. So that was a bit difficult, you know, going from having Bluetooth and stuff. I've never had CarPlay, but I do have, the thing is, you have the option to install that in these cars, so there's no issue with it really. You know, you can just upgrade things, and I love, obviously these are added extras, but the wingback seats I think really make the interior of this car the best. So I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to, but I would love to drive another Mark 7 and really get a feel for how it drives. But I can imagine it will just probably feel a lot like the one that I did drive previously, and, you know, with the modernness of it, probably a bit like my Scirocco. So I don't really think there's any need for me to drive it, but I think the top one for me, yeah, has got to be the Mark 6, because I just think with the rarity of them and just the fact that they look so good stock. A Mark 7, they look nice, but I think for them to really grab your attention, they need to be a bit modified. That's just my own personal opinion. Obviously, that's down to everyone's personal preference, but with a Mark 6, it just, and probably just because it's my dream car, but it would always catch my eye no matter what. That car would catch my eye, and the fact that I drive around in one now, it's still a massive pinch me moment. Like, I walked the dog this morning, I cleaned the car yesterday because the car was looking filthy, obviously this time of year, that's how it is, but I cleaned the car this morning, went out and walked the dog this morning. It had been a frosty night, so the car was looking insanely, I don't know the word, but the blue really pops, and I think it just, on a miserable looking day, not that today's miserable, it's sunny, but this morning the sun wasn't really out as much, the blue just, it's like your sunshine on a rainy day, that's how I can describe it. It was just a moment where I really felt appreciative of what I've got. I just put a massive smile on my face, and that for me is what it's all about. I absolutely love cars. I think I've made that quite obvious by now. I'm not one of those where it's a car gets you from A to B. For me, it's something that's my pride and joy, brings me a lot of happiness, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to own so far. I have got some plans for it. I would like to, I'm a bit on the fence with a new exhaust because I can't hear it myself, but when I've heard the car on the outside, I think it actually sounds really nice. And I don't want to go too loud to the point that it's droney when you drive. And oh, a Maserati just went past. Not a Maserati, oh my god, Amy, a McLaren, don't judge me. Yeah, so I'm a bit on the fence with an exhaust. I've had a quote for one, and it's near enough £1,000 just for an exhaust, and that for me can't really justify spending that. So I think for now I'm going to focus on the exterior, like small modifications just to add that extra, like the back. For me personally, I would love a diffuser and a spoiler lip, like a spoiler extension, and maybe some side skirt extensions. Haven't really decided on a front splitter yet. I don't think there's any point, knowing me, it will just break. But yeah, I think I'm going to focus on getting those parts first. I'm also going to be getting a new number plate. This one came with the car. I like how it's personalised to the car, you know, VWR. However, I wanted something that's a bit like, BMW M3. Oh, God. I want something that's a bit more personalised to me. So that will be coming very soon. And yeah, I just want to focus on making the car look that little bit better. So it's like OEM plus. We're not going mad. We're not making it look awful. Just enough to, yeah, just put the cherry on the cake, as they'd say. So yeah, those are my plans for it. I'm not going mad. It doesn't need to be lowered or anything like that. It's just purely, it's purely the look for me. I mean, the sound is important, but I do think the sound is very nice. You can't really hear it from inside the car. Yeah, and what was I saying? Getting my words all mixed up, losing my trail of thought here. Yeah, for me it's more how the car looks, because I love to get content of my car. I love taking photos, getting videos for Instagram, and I just love the way a car looks. I mean, that's what catches your eye. The sound on top of it, it's the bonus, and maybe one day I will. I had a res delete done on this, and I've got the DSG noises when it shifts, but I haven't really got anything else. I'm not really a massive fan of pops and bangs. I like on a BMW how you get those burbles, like just the natural noise of an M car. I love that, but I'm not driving an M car, I'm driving a Golf. So yeah, I think for now we will keep the exhaust as it is, and maybe one day I can look at getting an upgraded exhaust, but that will probably be the last thing that I do with the car, because when it comes to, whenever it will be, whenever it comes to me possibly selling the car, I wouldn't want it to be modified to the point that it puts someone off. It looks like the sort of car that's been ragged about. So I think, just small, tasteful modifications, you can't really go wrong with those. And if you don't do too much to the actual performance of the car, then you're more likely to have a better sale from it. I learned that with the Scirocco, the company I sold it to. They weren't a fan of it. They had to take off the map. The guy who came to check it all and give me a cost and all that, the stuff that they do when they come and collect it, he did like the sound of it, but he said naturally with those sorts of companies they prefer not to have modified cars because it does put people off, which I completely understand. I didn't actually know that until it came to selling the Scirocco. I thought that if you had a modified car it'd be more appealing. I guess it is to a certain, it depends who's buying the car, I guess, but yeah, when you go to a proper car garage, I guess if they're selling a modified car, you're just going to be questioning who's driven it before, how's it been treated, and all that stuff. So what attracted me to this car was the fact that it was, apart from a stage 1, it was basically stock. I loved that. It was almost like it just hadn't been touched really. It barely been driven. Obviously being an import, the mileage was legit. It was only 38,000 miles, something like that, or 36, can't remember. And yeah, it's just been an absolute dream. I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's been a bit of a different video today. I just thought, because I've got I don't know if I mentioned it on another video, I can't really remember, but I've got the DJI Action 4, which was like an early Christmas present, a little treat for me. So I now have something that I can use other than my phone to film this sort of thing in the car, which I think is really handy. It's easy, because I go on about how much I love my car and stuff, but I don't actually have enough content of the car to post and show the reasons why I love it. So what I'm actually doing right now is I'm going to drive somewhere where I can use the DJI and see if I can get some really nice shots of the car, some really nice videos that I can edit, and then post at the end of this video so you guys can see it. Now the DJI I wanted for a while. I know that there's the DJI Action 5. I believe my dad has that one and it's very good. There's not a lot of differences though between the Action 4 and 5, so I went for the 4. I didn't realise the 6 was about to come out, so maybe next year I can upgrade to the 6. We'll see. But yeah, if anyone is in the market for a DJI, I highly recommend. I was worried I was going to get this and then just be like, what a waste of money. I also got it before Black Friday, so I actually missed out on £100 saving. But yeah, we won't talk about that too much. Try to forget that. So yeah, it's been really good so far. Like I said, it's helping me create better content, and I'm hoping it will help me to create really good cinematic shots of the car as well. So that's what we're going to go and do now. If you're still here watching, thank you. I know it's not really been the most exciting video. However, I want to mix it up. I want to do different things, and I know that people like to see different things, and people have wanted to see me in the car, so that's what I've done. There was a comment on a video, I think there's a video that's going up in views slowly. I posted it about a month ago about why the Mark 6 is still relevant in 2025. I think it was that video. And someone made a comment about how it was sort of like all talk but no action. So yeah, I thought I would do a little bit of a video to talk about the different models of the Golf R, why I prefer the 6, my opinions on the other models, and yeah, just a bit of a drive and chat with me. So thank you if you are still here. If you are new here, please check out my other videos. If it's something you like, please give me a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That car has no idea what lane it's supposed to be in. Yeah, if you could give me any feedback as well on this video, or any of your preferences. What Golf R you prefer? If you're a Mark 7 owner, if you're a Mark 6 owner, even if you're a Mark 8 owner, tell me what it is about your car that you love and why. Maybe the things that you don't like, maybe even reasons you don't like the Mark 6 R, the Mark 6 R. I'm really intrigued. I know I have heard a lot of different opinions about it. Obviously, one being the fact that it's so old and a lot can go wrong, but I've heard a lot can go wrong with the Mark 8s as well. So it's all about the different cars, really, isn't it? So yeah, drop your comments below. I'm going to find a location now, hopefully, and pop the footage at the end of this video. So thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves.